Hello, this is Martha, and I'm with Ari Moshe. And today we're going to be just dropping into the divine and essentially talking about the question of how do we connect to the divine? And I asked Ari to do this interview because I get a lot of questions from people about how I connect to the divine and how like people are struggling, wanting to find their clear connection to the divine and having a hard time getting there. And so people will say to me, "How do you do it?" And then my answer always is, "Well, I have my way and I'm available to help people find their way." But there are so many beautiful people who have their other ways, right? And so I um, wanted to connect with Ari, who happens to be my main astrology teacher, but also a friend, and he's a musician. And anyway, he's just a beautiful human on the planet. And I resonate with you, Ari, mainly, like, as you know, because your connection to the divine just resonates so strongly with me and with mine. Um, yeah, so let's see what the divine wants to bring through in this time. And I guess we could start with, well, how do you want to start?
Congratulations to
what
me.
what comes to you when you hear this topic?
Song.
Song, go for it.
Thank you for having me, Martha. And
Mhm.
this overwhelming feeling is, yeah, I mean, uh, it's so easy for us to live lives where we're just doing, we're using our mind, we're using our body in a certain way, and we forget that we're actually so multifaceted and that we're designed, we're built to be connected to something greater than ourselves, greater than the seeming concrete nature of this reality, something that's just so much deeper and essential and ultimate. And today, sitting in front of the computer for most of the day, did a couple sessions, did some other work. Um, you know, all I can feel is like I need to sing.
Mm.
And in terms of what that means for me and my connection with the divine, it's a path that has to be followed. And we're all seeking for something, and the answer is so intimately close to just our own design, our own nature. As a child, I'll talk more about that idea. That our path in knowing the divine, as I'm learning it, is so intuitively self-evident that we will generally miss it. I'll expand upon that, but let me just share some music. This is a
Yeah.
part of the journey of being in our inspiration. Being in that place where we can access more of the truth. And for me, that's through the emotional body, through um, being in the presence of a state of being. Every chord, like this is, this is a D, but also like this is like that. I don't know what it's called, but you know, there's something to each chord. Also, when I capo, I bring it higher. It has a higher tone than if I was playing it lower, and oftentimes playing things higher um, feels more, somehow it feels more intimate. I can feel it more than when I'm playing it lower. And so there's a little melody that I've been playing, and all I can say is this is a way of being with a particular state of emotion and being in presence with music. And we can find this with art, we can find this with all kinds of things. Being in presence with music and just feeling it, I find a creative process emerging that actually allows me to access what's here now and to bring it out in a healing way. So I'll just share this little melody that I've been just playing with today as I was preparing or sitting here before this call. to try to really find the voice in there. Like the desire in me is to continue playing that and just to continue. It's a little embarrassing to actually bring my voice into a song that I don't know how to sing because I don't always get it on key. But the desire is to continue playing and singing and seeing what happens. Like if I just do this once more and see what happens, there might be a little more of a defined melody. And once there's a melody that I can bring with my voice for me, then it's almost like there's something I can abide in. There's a practice I can get into. Like So as a kid, I was always playing piano, making up melodies, singing melodies, and hearing songs that I liked, and spending time picking it out on the piano. I wouldn't say I had an ability to play by ear. I would say that I had a strong interest and draw to be able to connect with the element of beauty that I felt all around me. And so it was just a thing that I did so much of. And that thing that we just love to do, but we don't have an agenda around it, right, is usually very implicit to our spiritual practice in some sense. Mm. Because it's so natural to who we are, and so it's built into our very being as we are created. Like we're not separate from source, and so our capacity to know it must not be a thing we have to try on and pretend to be. It must not be, let me try this practice or this way. The practices and the techniques are a part of our journey. We learn how to work with them in a conscious way. But no one's path is the same, because I feel at the core of it, there's the word that I got in a dream once called bhav, B-H-A-V, which is a Sanskrit word, which is the presence of being in the emotion, like the emotion of being in the emotion of being in the presence. And I just find that to be such an essential word for me. I have a Neptune-Jupiter conjunction in the 4th house. So much of my spirituality is grounded through this devotional relationship to emotion. Being able to access the nuance of human emotion, finding more and more ways to heal with that, to find teaching in it, to find expansion and beauty and belonging and safety in it. And I have a poem that there's no moment that is not home. And I don't remember how the poem goes. It's typical of me, but it goes something like, music reminds us that there is no place that is not like home. And the 1,000 melodies reflect the 1,000 emotions and the 1,000 invitations to come back here now. It's a gateway, it's a bridge to now, which is where we already are. But at the same time, we get to stop pretending or stop trying to be somewhere else. And it's interesting, the thing that we're really devotional about, we'll do it even if we're tired. I can't sit in front of a computer all day. I can't do sessions all day, but singing, as long as maybe I could do sessions all day. I think if I'm grounded in a space of love and presence, that actually could be true. But I find what's easiest for me, what's quickest for me, what's most accessible is song. So long as I'm really being present. I can go into flows where I'm just playing around forever and just like developing a melody, and it just feels like there's so much there. I was actually playing this melody. And there's some words to it from a few days ago. And it goes like this. It's a matter of mind, not a matter of body. It's a matter, oh no, not a matter of matter. It's a matter of mind, not a matter of matter. A matter of fact. And we are who we are. And that's all I got so far. But that rhymes with are. And so already it's continuing to grow. And what I'm drawing into, like what I'm like reaching for are words that feel true. So I can sing it, and with the music, it's like riding on a wave of truth that I can really give myself to. You know, and there's a feeling in that song that wants to come in, which is, you know, it's a matter of mind, not a matter of matter. Really pointing to the answers are not in form. The deeper teachings, and I don't want to intellectualize that too much. And it matters. So that right there is the next piece. All of this matters. It's the only thing that matters. And I like that. I like just being able to continue with a word flow where language becomes a poetic gateway to the sacred, to the holy.
Yeah, this it feels very similar to how I experience writing poetry. Like I'll just get a felt sense in my heart or my body, and it has to come out, and it just goes. It's like for me, it's like, I mean, it's probably my Pisces Mercury there, you know, it's like it just flows, and it's its own journey that I couldn't go down that road except through that flow of those words. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I tried to intellectually name something, I wouldn't even realize that I felt that thing that came through in the poetry. Um, I don't know, is that similar to what you're just,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
But one thing I also noticed with myself with singing, like I personally have, you know, I channel books and I write poetry, and I love singing, but I notice, and I'm getting a nudge from the spirit world to begin channeling song
Good.
too.
It feels really right for you.
Yeah, I know, I knew you would think so, but but I have a like a conditioned block, you know, which I'm guessing a lot of people can relate to. Like you're talking about people's way of connecting with the divine being whatever is the most natural to them. And I'd love to go back to that in a second, maybe, but I'm sure for a lot of us, there's something that's natural, and yet there's some conditioned block, you know.
That's right.
Um,
It's very true.
so yeah, I'm just curious in general. I'm sure you get this question all the time when people come to you. How do I find my connection to the divine? Or how do I, whatever their words might be, like, how do I awaken? Or how do I blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Um,
I can't really answer that question, but the content of our life is leading the way. You know,
uh-huh.
there. Yeah, it's like what we need is given to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, certainly that's true for my journey. It just happened. I didn't make it happen. I don't know. It's just,
And there's a choice in the sense of not resisting what is given to us. But I
mm,
mean, we're not. This is not an arbitrary, random life experience. And so
mm,
everything that's here, if we can hold the correct attitude of mind, everything that's here is for our benefit. Everything that's
mm,
here is the opportunity to either love or heal the limitations, the blocks within ourselves to love. That's my personal perspective. That's my practice. That's my work. And what emerges as we do that is more of a refined dropping into who we are when all that other stuff isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where these things that are maybe so I mean, I know so many people that are like, yeah, I used to love singing when I was a child. And then I was told I was told I can't sing on key. I had my own process around that as well. Just there are all these things. The journey of connecting with the divine feels to be so complex, but all of the relationships in our life are the path. It's like we need look no further than our own projections and what we see outside of ourselves. The work that we're called to do, where we get to cultivate ourselves, refine ourselves. And then these gifts, these passions, these drives to be in devotion. Not everyone walks that bhakti path. Like, not everyone's wired in that way. There are different kinds of energetic signatures, So I'm very Neptunian. So I have that devotional quality that's very much like wanting to give myself to this deeper space. And it's interesting because the more I do intellectual work, the more I have a need to like almost balance that with this deep devotional non-intellectual work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm even noticing that in this moment. It's like where my heart and soul really want to go is just in this non-word space with you. It's like just let you sing, just be, And
Here's
I'm
another
like
singing in my home. I am singing in my home. I am singing in my home. I am singing in my home. Let me raise the key a little bit.
This is the first song you sang in my first session with you.
Oh yeah, really?
Wait, is it? No, wait.
In my home. La 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 dee 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 dee. La 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 dee 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 dee. La 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 dee 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 dee. La 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 dee dee dee. I am home in my song. 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 I am singing to return. 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 I return to my song. 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 La da 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 dee 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 dee. La da 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 dee 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 dee. La da 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 dee 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 dee. La da 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 dee 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 dee. sung that one in a while. It's the content of our conversation, really. It's what
Yep,
came.
it's exactly what you were just saying.
Yeah.
So, and when you're singing, I was going up into the nothing, the void of beyond space and time. And yeah, I just had the question of which you may or may not know the answer to, or may or may not want to answer, but I'll just tell you what the question was. What do you feel like is like your ultimate, like when you really tap in, like why are you here? What are you doing? It's a tiny question, the really little question here. But
I have a song for that.
cool.
Sort of not knowing, but I feel that my path calls me, and it resonates with the deepest longing, the deepest truth inside of me, that it's actually beyond me. It's not something I can possess, but I can devote myself to it. So this song is about being, it's really about following
Mm.
and being guided. My mind is my mind. Do it over here. My mind is clear like a hollow reed. My heart is pure like a flowing spring. And you take me where you want me to go. You take me where you want me to go. Thoughts they pass like clouds in the wind. Feelings they flow like water through a stream. And you take me where you want me to go. You take me where you want me to go. This form is but a wave upon the divine sea. I'm in you and you're in me. It's all divinity. La dee 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 da dee 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 da dee 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 da dee 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 da dee 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 dee. And you take me where you want me to go. You take me where you want me to go. And you take me where you want me to go. You take me where you want me to go. And I had a dream many, many, many years ago where I had an I Ching reading that showed me the path towards music. And, I never thought of making music my life's path, or recording an album, or, any of the things that I've done. And it was this, I won't share the hexagram necessarily, but it opened up to hexagram 2. It's like this wide open field. And it carried this quality of, I'll share it when pushing upwards, all lines changing to hexagram 2 earth openness. And it's like there's a developmental process of taking one step after another, but there's a flow. And I share this because it tells me that what's meant to be is already decided.
Mm.
So we often are looking for a path in life. We're looking for what's my path, but it's already set. It's already decided, and it's not far from our nature. So the journey of being sincere, being honest, being authentic, not running from the invitations that arise in our relationships, from all that arises that invites us to know ourselves. That's all we really need to give attention to. The need to know or figure out, or there's something even more fundamental underneath that I keep on learning. And as I'm witnessing the miracle of life, all that's meant to be actually happens. And yeah.
Very resonant with my own life, certainly. And it also it makes me think of something that's been really helpful in my own journey with myself, and partly mirrored by working with you, is there's no there. In other words, it's all like there's everything is one. Everything is contained within one wholeness. And so I am a wholeness that is mirrored by the wholeness of the divine source. And anything and everything in my journey, or that I might be wanting outside of me, or that I might think I'm supposed to do, is actually me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all just here. And so the way that I live my life, or that I've been kind of, in a sense, forced to live my life, is that there's just one moment at a time, following that flow that you're singing about. Show me every day.
Yeah.
I ask what to do, and I get told what to do, and I do that thing. But I think we often feel like there's like this, yeah, like a path where we're going to get to a destination over there. And then the more I come back to my center as being the there that's already right here,
Mm-hmm.
suddenly, I mean, it's the most relaxing, peaceful shift, what my second house north node or whatever. But yeah, it's just this. And also in relationships, in relation to others, this sense that I want something from that person, or this person wants something from whatever it is from me, to have this humongous shift that it's all me. It's right here. There's nothing out there at all. It's one of
Yeah.
the biggest,
I think it's all it all is. There's just the one.
yeah.
Yeah, and like we can't separate my journey from your journey, and that's where like we can get so self isolated in our seeking, in our wanting to know, in our wanting to understand more and figure more out. Um, this is something I'm always. I mean, I'm so Sagittarius, so I'm constantly learning these lessons, and that's where music for me just brings me in. Yeah, this is the song that I want to share.
Cool.
I just began. That is a beginning of a different song that I didn't think to sing, but I will. I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I'm falling like a leaf to the earth. I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. And I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. And I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. Dum da da dee, dum da da dee dee dee, dum da da dee 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 dee, da da dee, dum da da dee dee, dum da da dee dee dee. I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. I am rooted as a tree. I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. And I am rooted as a tree. And I am pliant as a branch. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. Dum da da dee, dum da da dee dee dee, dum da da dee 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 dee, dum da da dee, dum da da dee dee dee, dum da da dee 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 dee. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. I am falling like a leaf to the earth. I am falling like a leaf to the earth.
Keep going, keep going. What was the other one you wanted to do?
Well, the one that I will do next, actually, at some point, became the second part to the song that I just sang. These are both very old songs from about 2013 or so. My feet are planted, my soles are open. Kind of a song about standing barefoot on the earth when I think about it. Receiving the bliss of my mother's devotion to nourish and strengthen, to cleanse and awaken this body temple, love's perfect vessel. My feet are planted, my soles are open, receiving the bliss of my mother's devotion to nourish and strengthen, to cleanse and awaken this body temple, love's perfect vessel. This body temple, love's perfect vessel. Na 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 na
That one I felt my body, the light from the earth going up the soles of my feet, through my whole body, and then swirling it literally all the way into source.
Nice. I had a different thought, which is this could be commercialized as like the theme song for the earthing movement. It never occurred to me before.
Totally.
But yeah.
It also made me think of well, my Gaia Speaks book,
Mm.
where she's made me wonder if you experience um well, in that book essentially it's her talking about how she it's not just source, you know, who like planted us here or whatever. She called us kind of, essentially. I mean, she is part of source, you know, and that she's she's part of what's waking us back up to our consciousness as beings of the divine and of the earth, and that she has like she's her energy is wanting to do exactly what you're saying in that song, you know, come move through us and co-create with us. And um so it's not just like something from above us coming down, it's like also this coming up.
Yeah. And it's just like such a simple testament to the joys of walking barefoot on the earth, really.
Mm,
You know, people make such a thing out of it, but actually it's so natural. All animals do it. Um, you know, earth is the thing that we're on, so it makes sense to walk on it. It's sort of so evident. It's healing. It's just healing to be natural. It's healing to be connected to our natural sense of being here on earth. You know, less contrived, less artifice, less, you know, all the stuff that we've added to it. Yeah.
absolutely.
So this is the song that I was gonna sing. Deep in the inside, deep in the inside, I am quiet. Deep in the inside, oh, deep in the inside, I am still. Deep in the inside, deep in the inside, I am quiet. Deep in the inside, oh, deep in the inside, I am still. No, 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 no. Nay, nay, na, na, nay, nay, na, na, nay. Nay, na, 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 nay, nay, na, na, nay, 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 na, nay. Deep in the inside, deep in the inside, I am quiet. Deep in the inside, oh, deep in the inside, I am still. Deep in the inside, deep in the inside, I am quiet. Deep in the inside, oh, deep in the inside, I am still.
I could sit like that for a long time. um And if people wouldn't get bored with us just sitting in silence, I would.
Yeah.
But yeah, it one more question, which is so for me and my way of connecting with the divine, I go into that deep silence place, sometimes actually most days for hours. I'll just lie in bed before my daughter wakes up, and I have like 2 or 3 hours of just I pray for like 2 or 3 hours, and I usually get taken up into the void, the literal, like, so it's like this. I think I've described this to you before. It's like I get taken outside of what the spirit's called, like the the membrane of time, the time space continuum. So it's like there's like infinite universes, but they're all contained within this membrane of space and time. And I get taken like through all the infinite universes, and then I like pop out of that membrane, and then it's just black and quiet, you know. And then I usually, like, when I ask what is mine to do, lately for like weeks, it's just literally just be. That's it. Like, okay, so but what do you want me to do today? And they're like, doesn't really matter. Just make sure it's coming from this place, of the nothing.
I think there are phases in the awakening that I've heard about many times where there's a period of time of just being and integrating. You have
Hmm.
such an agenda, and things will unfold in their own timing. And then there are periods there's a lot of stuff going on, and
Hmm.
yeah, it just is what it is.
Yeah. And so, but for where this is where my question for you comes in, um, is like, so when I get, messages from the divine or whatever, like how to operate that day or like what to do, it's from that place. And I think in your life you tend to make choices based on some sort of spirit guided nudge. Is that accurate for you?
I think I try.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, I'm just.
learning the difference between one or the other, between coming from my own ego
Mhm.
versus coming from guidance. And for me, guidance is just often met with a feeling of authentic.
Mhm.
Being in partnership, there's a lot of communication, right? So it's like we're holding things together, and we'll actually pray together.
With your human partner, Michelle.
Yeah, with Michelle.
Yeah.
We'll
Mhm.
often pray together, and just be with what's here, what's in just different decisions. And often Michelle will receive pieces. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. Um, a lot of my work is through relationship, actually.
Mm.
And actually hiding myself away and figuring it all out myself, if everything's being shared, there's a field of holy partnership that actually brings spirit in a lot more quickly, I find,
Yeah.
than just in the space of alone. It's such a gift. It's
Yeah.
really
Yeah. And that's where a lot of my work personally and in what I'm being asked to do is moving.
mm.
I could imagine having like a whole other conversation just about
But
that.
honestly, getting more sleep is probably helpful for me. I feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel like I'm like dreary eyed. Like I'm yawning a lot. So my apologies for that if my attention isn't fully 100%. But
No.
getting sleep is helpful because I get dreams,
Mhm.
um, and it just helps me to, sleeping is helpful for emotional processing and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I'll open up a Course in Miracles with a question, and I'll just read the teaching.
Mm.
Profound how relevant it is often. Or a song will come to me, a new song or an old one.
Mhm.
The teaching in the song.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you feel like you want to say? I certainly would love for you to close with a song, but is there any other
Let me
words you.
close with this. Let me close with a song, and heck, since my keyboard's all hooked up,
Ooh.
let me just do that. Wait. Yeah, there we go. Turn up the gain a little bit. Test, test. Yeah, that's good. This is literally just a piano melody that I've written many years ago that I'm constantly playing with and developing, and it just feels so rich to me. How's it sound?
Great.
Good. There's another beautiful part that I don't remember. It's recorded on my iPhone, but those are the parts that I've played enough times to have memorized.
So beautiful. For in the first part of it, I was in the stars and I was like getting this reminder how, it's like I was feeling the stars like dancing and like singing and talking to each other, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I was getting the feeling like the reminder of there's so much more than this, like you, me, human, whatever, and we can't know it all. And then you switched in the song to a different tone kind of, and I felt it all come down to earth, it was like, but that's what we're doing, we are the stars, doing the dancing and the talking and it's ourselves.
Cool.
Really beautiful.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity to connect and share my music, Martha. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
And yeah, I'm assuming people can as always, they know where to reach you, or what is it? arimoshe.com.
arimoshe.com.
And is your music on the same website?
There's a tab for my music page, which will lead you to my Bandcamp, where I have 14 or 13 albums recorded, songs
Yeah.
recorded. More to come soon.
Awesome. And you have stuff on YouTube
Yeah,
too.
scattered here and there. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, of course, I highly recommend you as an astrologer. Highly, highly, highly recommend you. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much.